I just think that, I mean, if we're wording all these to one, just, they gotta give us a, like a week asking them to have somebody down. I mean, because we didn't have 90 days, because we had that meeting, it said 90 days we had to have all the houses down. And that starts
With the first closing.
with the first day, the first closing. So that's one other thing we gotta make sure they're aware of that. So when the first closing starts, they're on the clock, and they must have it all down all these houses down within 90 days.
And Tim and I have discussed this.
I mean, is that something that we can throw in there just so that you're aware of the situation when they take this bid packet, that that's how it starts? Like whatever that first day is that the closing is, that they have not, that's their first day of the 90, that they gotta do it.
And what about top fill? Bringing in topsoil, things like that, or do
Yeah,
that?
we'll demolish all walls, basements down to 6 inches below the ground and bring in 6 inches of fresh, clean, fill topsoil.
Being that they're likely gonna be doing this in the wintertime, because can there even be a provision that lets that ride till spring and then a strict timeline on that, or get the topsoil down no matter what the weather?
Just get the topsoil down and come back and seed and mulch it, I guess.
I asked-
We're gonna have not, I mean, I guess we could, they said we can,
Pima
we can
did
ask
say that
for,
for stipulations like this or provisions like this, we can ask for extensions, so, yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
all right. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Carpiak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Tazan,
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre,
Yes.
Councilman Keating.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. Okay, some reminders. This Saturday, there's going to be a spaghetti dinner for Kelly Ladberger and Jim Saylor from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Collinsville Township Volunteer Fire Department. The dinners are $10. This September 23rd, there's another hard to recycle event in Farmington at their Farmington VFW Fairgrounds from 9 to 2. If you're interested, and please do, if you have TVs, please call and make sure you get your TV, 724-430-1210. And I will just say that, I know it's on here, our fall garbage day is on October 14th. And no, you cannot put your TVs out. Advanced Disposal will not take a TV. They will never take your TV, ever, unless something changes and the government allows them to take it. But for right now, your TVs will never be picked up at your curb, and they need to be taken to a recycling center. So these are the events that happen that you can do that. This Sunday, September 24th, is Sister Mary Agnes Day in the city. They're actually having a big mass for her at IC Church, and then at 1 o'clock over at Busey Hall, they're going to have a ceremony for her. And actually, I'm going to be taking her proclamation with me that day to read and hand it to her. And I know that Senator Stefano is going to be there, and Representative Warner and the county commissioners. They're all going to come and give her a good send-off. October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic Violence Services will be holding the third annual Peace from DV Walk, September 30th, at the Church of Covenant in Washington, PA. October 4th and 5th, from 8 to 4 p.m., Highlands Hospital fundraiser selling pink zebra items for a home and office. You can call 724-628-3639 for more info. Proceeds benefit the hospital equipment. October 7th is the Rec Board's Tangled Up and Brew. It's from 6 to 10 down at Yawk River Park. Right now, the pre-sale tickets are $15. On October 1st, they'll go to $20. That actually are having really great ticket sales right now. I'm excited about it. We have 2 new food vendors this year, Ruvo's and Sparks Catering are going to be selling food down there. We have a lot of wonderful Chinese auctions, and all the money that's raised from this event, which is the largest fundraiser for the Rec Board, go back into 10 city parks here in the city. They go for their programs and new equipment. Anything that a need pops up, they're able to use this money to go towards that. So it's one of the best adult nights in the city you'll have here, and if you've never been, it's definitely worth coming down. It's a lot of fun. And also on October 7th, which we already heard, is the World Christian Outreach is actually having, I'm sorry, that's another thing. On that day, World Christian Outreach will have a block party at Cameron Park from 1 to 4, and the rain date will be October 14th, but we're not going to have any rain on the 7th. No rain. October 14th is what, like I just said, is the fall garbage cleanup day here in the city. Please put your items on your curb on the 13th. Please do not put them out now. We don't want our health code officer to have to come over here and tell you got to put them back away because our garbage day is not till the 14th. So 13th, put them out on the 13th. If you wait till the 14th, you're going to miss it because they start about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to start getting all of our garbage here. So that's why we asked you to put it out on the 13th. October 29th will be the trick or treat in the city this year from 6 to 8 p.m. We will have, police auxiliary will be out. I know New Haven Hose always helps us that day, and our police department will be out to make sure to ensure the safety of our kids trick or treating in the city. October 31st is the New Haven Hose Halloween Parade, which is, I think, 109th year. It's amazing that they've been putting a Halloween parade on for the city for over 100 years. It's unbelievable. November 4th from 11 to 2 is a Chili Fest in our downtown. Tickets are $10. You can get them at the Collinsville Canteen. That has turned into a really fun, nice event. Draws people in and go all over town. All the businesses, they host a nonprofit or a group that comes in and they sell their, they give out the samples of the chili and also sell quarts of it if you liked it and want it. And November 11th at 11 a.m. will be the Veterans Day Parade here in the city. And anything else? Am I forgetting anything?
Your karaoke.
Oh, yes. October 12th, Father Bob Lubick, who is the head of the 3 Catholic churches here in Collinsville, accepted a challenge from the 2 hosts to do a local programming on Armstrong called Challenge Accepted. We're going to do a karaoke sing-off against them, and we're going to be raising we're going to raise money that night at the paint room to go to the Luke DeMalcus's handicap accessible van fund. I got to hang out with Luke and his family last month when Arby's presented the family a $17,000 check that they had raised money for the family to go towards this van. I just learned that this week they actually purchased that van. They put the down payment on it.
I was going to say that.
Yes. So this is going to be the last official fundraiser for the family is this karaoke challenge. So we're hoping to raise a nice little chunk of money that can go towards the principal of that van that they just purchased. Luke is an awesome kid. He's 12 years old, and this is going to be a fun night. It's open to the public. The paint room's going to donate a portion of their sales that night to this fund, and I want to thank the Bigums for that, for opening up their doors, hosting, and hopefully we can pack the paint room down there. It's open to the public. We're hoping people come down. No ringers to sing in between us because I don't want to be shown up by professionals in the community.
They have to be professionals to do that?
No, you don't have to be professionals to do that. No, but I don't want to look. I'm not going to look bad. I don't want to look worse. But I'm hoping people come out that day, have dinner, bring in like a little extra money to throw in our buckets, and so we can raise a nice chunk of money for Luke and his family because it is going to be a fun night. October 12th. Actually, next week is another thing I didn't see on here. Fayette County Cultural Trust is celebrating their 10 years of being an organization next Thursday, the 28th. They are still selling tickets are available, but it's a whole awesome lineup of local talented artists. Scott Blasey's going to be there, Chris Higby, Sammy Brooks, Chelsea Rittner, Levi Graff. Most of the local artists that have made a name for themselves here in the community, outside the community, because Scott's, of course, a lot bigger than that. But it's going to be a fun night at the Aaron's building here. So if you want to have more information, you can get in contact with the Fayette Trust. With that, I'm going to pass it over to you, Councilman Keating.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing, we just,
That's basically in your package.
Yeah.
It's from the non-uniformed MMO, basically for budget purposes. Yes, yeah. So we're good to go there.
yeah, we haven't gotten our money yet this month yet to pay, but I think that's going to be
Police
next
MMO,
month.
that'll be
Yeah.
next month's job.
So-
Correct.
But with that, the first resolution, be resolved by City Council of City Connellsville to authorize the city clerk to contact local financial institutions regarding the tax anticipation note for 2018 if needed. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now and Vern said this, the favorite part about this is the if needed part.
Yes.
But, it's something that we want to do and make sure we have in place just to see where we fall at the end of the year. But I will say, we, as Vern said, we have a decent chunk in the bank. Our finances are looking very well. I'd love to say that we won't need it, but, rather be cautious than, you know, cut ourselves short, so, but,
That's it.
yep.
That's great. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilwoman Tizan?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Korpiak?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
Alright. So I'm just gonna put the dates down. The next one is to schedule the budget meetings for next, for this year, October and November. We're looking at Thursdays, except for which Thursday did not work for him?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, but there was another.
It doesn't matter to me, like I said. The third Thursday, I
Thursday,
have,
yes. So,
Center.
When's October?
It's
What's the first one in
We'll
October?
give you permission to miss that.
Thank you.
Every,
Is that all right?
every
Yeah, that's
Thursday.
fine.
Okay, October 12th, October 19th.
Wait, the 12th, I'm doing that fundraiser that night on the 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, October 12th?
Do you want to start out the 19th?
Yeah, we can start off the 19th. That's not too late.
I am.
Ah,
No, you won't be here for that one, right? Or wait, or are you coming to
I'll
budget
come to
meetings?
the,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
be
you're
on
fine, yeah.
I won't be here on the 19th, but I have an event in Uniontown.
I knew, it's always happening, man.
I can make the next one.
What about, I mean, we have other nights during the week.
I think the nights I'm not available are Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays are bad for me.
Wednesdays are good for me. No,
What about Tuesdays?
Tuesday's fine.
It's okay, I think for Cassie, for her to be here, I think Monday and Thursdays were her best days. So,
Mondays are fine with me.
Mondays are good with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so do you want to do the 9th in October? It's a Monday, the 19th in October. Oh, wait, no, because you can't do the 19th. The
16th.
16th,
Okay, so what are we doing? We're doing the 16th?
the 16th, and what about November?
I can do the 9th of October. Did you say that?
Yeah.
The
The
9th.
16th isn't, do the 9th and the 23rd, the 16th 's redevelopment.
Okay.
17th is going to be our meeting.
Okay,
What are
9th,
we doing the 9th?
9th, 23rd in October, and November.
And the 23rd of November, too?
No, I was thinking
Oh.
the 6th and the 13th if
Oh, yeah,
needed, the
because
two
the council
Mondays.
meeting's the 20th.
Yeah,
The 6th, November 6th and what?
the 13th.
6th and 13th.
It's Columbus Day on the night, just, I don't know if you guys are working.
We're not closed.
Okay.
We don't have state jobs.
We don't have state jobs.
No, we'll be open.
You should be able to make that day.
I can make that day because I'm off.
Be it resolved by the City Council of City of Connersville to schedule the budget meetings for the following dates: October 9th and 23rd, November 6th and the 13th of 2017, if needed, at 6 p.m. in City Council Chambers, City Hall. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, City Clerk, take the vote.
What time?
Oh, we didn't. Not 6.
6 p.m.
Sorry.
Oh.
6
Oh, I thought the second, I'm sorry. Councilman McIntyre.
Yes.
Councilman Korpiak.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tizan.
Yes.
Councilman Keady.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes.
What are the dates in November?
6th and
6th and
13th.
6 and 13.
Okay, that is all I have this evening. Thank
I
you.
will say
All right,
this.
Councilman Kenny, over to you, Councilman Carpenter.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a grand day. We're finally going to do something that I've been trying to do for
For
8
10 years.
years now, yearly, and it's going to happen. So, been so close before of getting a crack sealer, and only to have it snatched out from my hands. So, but at any rate, first things first, in the package you do see what the street department has been up to. If you have any questions, feel free. We do have our leaf pickup schedule for 2017 out, and I believe this will be on the website. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's not from here, so
I'll just take it.
So, what's it? What? Let me see. Just for a second.
Sorry.
Okay. So what I got. So we will be starting leaf pickup as early as October 23rd. So, and do remember on the leaf pickup, we can't go take a truck through your yard to get the leaves. You have to bring them out to the curb. If you put them in bags, bag pickups, they start the earliest, and then we'll go around with the vac, and all you have to do is get them close to the road, and some people even put them on the road. It is nice if you cover them so they don't blow over to the neighbor's yard, but get it out there, and then we'll come by with the vac truck and get them picked up for you. So it's that time of year again. I have one resolution, two resolutions here. Be it resolved by the City of Connellsville, City Council of the City of Connellsville to enter into a lease agreement with Laurel Mountain Leasing to purchase a Craftco Super S Hot 125D C100 crack sealer. That's what dreams are made out of. From Air Vac Equipment of Derry, PA, through the Pennsylvania CoStar Purchasing Program. Payment schedules will include a $10,000 down payment and a 5-year payment. 5-year payments of $8,334.97. Cost to be paid from the city's liquid fuels account, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yes, it's been a long time coming.
Long time, and it's, I mean, I gotta hand it to everybody that's, fought so hard for us, and Vern is one of them. Well, hell, there's only only two of us. We have enough money. We got bumped in liquid fuels to cover it, and the price that we're paying for this new unit is how old? When did we originally get that price? What was it?
It was a used
That was for the used one.
2014 for the same amount of money for a new one.
Yeah. So that's a great thing.
All right, City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Councilman Karpiak?
Yes.
Councilman Tazan?
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
Who seconded that? Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Connellsville to grant the city clerk and the bookkeeper permission to sign off on any needed paperwork for the leasing of the new crack sealer, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman Karpiak?
Yes.
Councilwoman Tazan?
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Key?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes.
Okay, and that is all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Councilman Karpiak. Over to you, Councilwoman Tazan.
I don't have any resolutions this evening, and Mayor and Bob Topper pretty much talked about Tangled Up and Brew, which would be what I would talk about tonight. I think we covered everything.
I just, tickets are available here at City Hall. You can get them at Atkins Music Center, Greenhouse Winery here in Connellsville. Ruvo's Italian restaurant is selling the tickets also, and all the rec board members have tickets. So you have another week and a half to get the pre-sale tickets, and then we're going to go to $20. But it is a fun event. You get a pint glass. Right now we have over 20 brews that you'll get to sample with your pint glass, which is about equals like 4 total beers that you would have. So a glass and 15, you're getting good home brews. And we're also going to be selling beer and wine during the event. And Abacus Jones is the highlight of the event. They're a wonderful band. If you've never seen them, if you see them once, you're going to want to see them again, because those guys are really good musicians, and Joe has an amazing voice, and he can sing everything. So it's a fun night. It's for all ages crowd, 21 and over, all ages crowd. And you don't want to miss out. And now with the hotel being here, it's actually going to be a busy weekend that weekend. There's 3 weddings. They're blocked rooms for October 7th. And so there's going to be, the city's going to be filled with people that weekend, so don't miss out on that.
Yeah, get your tickets now because they're going to sell out.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Tizan. Over to you, Councilman McIntyre.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packets, you have your health code officer reports and the New Haven Hills report. The New Haven Hills 25 alums for the month of August, and just want to give a shout out to them for all the wonderful work that they do every month. I do have one resolution for tonight. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Connersville to execute the Board of Health's order to abate the public nuisance by demolition the following property: 101 Lincoln Avenue, Connersville, Pennsylvania 15425, and to submit the aforementioned property to the Redevelopment Authority for demolition. I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, I got a couple questions here. Why are we paying to demo a rental property when the person has assets? How is this all working, Tim? Because I'm kind of upset about this. It's like people buy properties here, they don't maintain them, they fall in, and now the city has to pay for them. But when they have money and they have assets, why are we not getting reimbursed for that demolition? Or do we own the property once we demo it?
Once the city demos a property, the city has the option of leaning the property,
What does that do?
but I mean that's the
Does nothing.
Costs us $50 more.
situation. Yeah.
It does nothing. I'm just saying is that if we're demoing it, how do we not then take ownership of that property?
Well, I mean the current laws don't permit the city to take ownership. Vested
How
agreements
can we
lean it.
go after the person who owns it, since this is not their home place? Why can't we go after their house they live in to acquire the money that we are paying to demo that house?
There are some state laws that do permit that. I mean, fairly recent that's been changed. We can certainly look into that. And that's one of those laws. We can look into those as being options. We would have to check and see what process was followed. If the process that we followed would fall into the track that would enable that to be an option for the city.
This is a yellow
Because
house.
this is the same thing that, people, when they evade their taxes, every year we have a tax sale list the county puts out. The same negligent people here are on that list, and nothing happens to them. Why is the city cannot we not go after their assets? Why do we have to wait on the county or the state or school district? Why can't we go get after our chunk of money, after their assets that they own?
Like there are some laws that enable that. We can take a look at that.
What needs to be done to change that so we can do that? That's what I want to know, because if it's talking to Ryan Warner's office or Senator Stefano's office or the county commissioners, something's got to change. Because it's like they know how to manipulate the tax code and they manipulate the demolition thing, because my thing is it's not our fault that they purchased that property and have no money now, apparently, to handle their property, and now we are the ones that are going to have to demo, have an empty lot that we don't own, and they're still going to have ownership of it.
Was that were they out of state?
Okay.
That's the one they.
I'm not.
Yeah, one-
This property here, you're talking a bigger issue, Mayor, and I agree with you, the bigger issue there is the problem. This specific property, though, these two folks have nothing. They're two owners. It's
How did they get it? When you say they have nothing, they had to have something to acquire
They
it.
bought it for $1,000, and they were going to fix it up themselves. You're right. They shouldn't have bought it in the first place. They should have never gotten into it. But they're two local people here that live in town, around town here, and they have nothing. They don't do anything. They've been in court for the last 4 years for me telling them to tear down the structure, tear it down, tear it down. They paid fines. They paid lots of fines. And the court themselves, they're suing themselves, their brother and sister. They're going there. So it's not a good situation in this particular case. Now, the answer is under Act 90, we can go after some of the personal assets of those folks if we need to go through and attach those assets when we go through and do something. But we have to do it first, then we have to go back and attach the asset. So the answer is yes, we can do that, but we can't do it right this second because we have to put the money out front first, then go after the asset. We could, at this point, go after these folks for these assets for there. I don't know if we're gonna get blood from the stone, though.
It's just frustrating, because this isn't the first time. I mean, go around town and look at all these empty lots that we've, thankfully, the redevelopment authority is able to get demolition money, because we would be broke 10 times over if we are taking this out of our own pockets to pay for all this demolition cost.
You're 100% correct, and the answer is that you're 100% correct.
It's a very frustrating process,
And
and to me,
the reason most of these properties that get in here are the folks that we're talking about that are actually out of state. Those are the ones that we, like the WCDI building, like the Aaron's building, when we had that before.
Yes.
Those are the guys that go out of state, and they're the internet gamblers. That's where we have a real problem, because then we can't go after them. We can't do that. But the local guys, the small guy, this person, they made a mistake. They got it over their head. They didn't know what they were doing, and they got nothing. And they've been paying out to do for it, so to speak.
Well, we're gonna pay the
And the
ultimate, because
city's
now we're gonna have
gonna
another vacant lot.
Take down that building, because it's turning into a danger. It's really getting to be dangerous. So we have to take it down now.
And what happens if somebody wants to come down after we demo and wants to purchase that lot? Who gets that money?
Well, like I said, the city could put a lien on that property, and then anything up to the amount of the lien would be paid to
But-
the city. But
Why would they, what's
Exactly.
gonna entice them? They know they're not gonna get any money, so why, I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that
Exactly.
there should be, I mean,
now,
it has to
one
be a
thing,
different way to
one
to do
thing
this.
that is available to the city as well is there's it's not brand new, but it's newer. Is that delinquent tax properties? I'd have to look into it to get the specifics, but the city could acquire those properties prior to the tax sale, or in conjunction with the tax sale, before they're put up for one of the tax sales. I'm not sure, once again, which of those tax sales it is, and that would keep those properties from falling into the hands of people who, don't have any business having those properties, can't do anything
Well,
with them.
that falls down to what Councilman Carpia has said this whole time, is we don't wanna be realtors. The
And
city
that's
does not wanna be
problem. That's
realtors.
the
We don't wanna
problem.
own property.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, but
Once
it
it's
just,
in
we
there,
don't wanna
the city's
continue,
hands.
have to,
Now, there is a protection. When I went to that Blight hearing, there is a plan now that if they can't stop it, but they're weeding it out some. If you're delinquent on your taxes, you can't buy anything like that.
When's that gonna go into effect?
because we already have people
Yeah.
who are delinquent on their taxes in here, have already purchased properties, other properties, and own businesses here.
It's either in effect now. I can't remember the senator's name that came up with that, but I'm sure that Pat could tell you.
I would love to know that, because that would be unbelievable.
They can't go to tax sales and buy if they've already, owe back taxes. So
I don't know how they're able to buy non-tax stuff, just regular property. How, if you owe taxes, can you go and then purchase, because apparently you're not paying your taxes because you don't have any money, so how do you then have money to buy other properties? That's that's why the tax code needs to be, they gotta be repealed and replaced badly. Because there's no consequences. There's no consequences. And we're the ones that suffer. I'm sorry. It's very upsetting, I'm telling you. Doing this,
It is.
it's not right. Because we have 99% of the good people here that go to work and they pay their bills, they pay their taxes, and you know what I mean? It's not fair that the ones that know how to manipulate and deceive, they get away with it all. Because what would happen if we all decided not to pay our taxes? Huh? What would happen? Who knows? We wouldn't have a city. No police, no fire, no ambulance, nothing. But hey, others can just do it and get away with it and live a happy life and never pay their taxes.
then complain about the streets.
Yes, and then complain about the streets. All right, sorry. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilwoman Tazan.
Yes.
Councilman Keady.
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre.
Yes.
Councilman Carpia.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
No. I'm never voting yes on that ever again. Just something to say, because something's going to change. We got to continue. I don't care if it's not my fault that they purchased a building they couldn't afford, because we have that all over town. At some point, somebody's going to have to be held accountable for their actions, but won't be today.
And just one other note that I want to emphasize, since Tom Korpiak mentioned we're getting into the season of autumn with the leaves falling. Try not to burn anything. There's a no burning ordinance within the city. Just want to emphasize on that. And
There's no reason to ever burn your leaves or your grass, because it can be picked up. Your grass can be picked up on your curb every week. Advanced Disposal will take it. 40 pounds or less,
Yep.
they'll take it. Your leaves, we are going to pick them up right on your curb. No reason to burn them and stink up the whole neighborhood on a Saturday when you want to hang out and have a cold one and grill out, maybe, there's no reason for that either.
that's all I have.
Sorry. Thank you, Councilman McIntyre. Anything else? All right, time to go have a cold one.
Yeah.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville. This meeting of the City Council does hereby adjourn. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman McIntyre.
Yes.
Councilman Keady.
Yes.
Councilman Carpia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tazan.
Yep.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes.